Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. So, we have started with GUI in Tkinter in Python. So, most important part we need to see is database connectivity along with one example. So, what we will do, I will directly show you one example of CRUD application where we can create or add, insert, retrieval of data, deletion and updation of your data from GUI application. So simple application we will create. Okay, I have already copy pasted the code. One by one we will see how it will work. Okay, we have four operations over here. We can say insert, delete, update and retrieve. Okay, or get. So these are the four operations operations we have whenever we talk about application, GUI application. Apart from that, we have many more. But talking about database connection, these are the four operations come into picture. Okay, so this is the code I have written in since morning. Okay, so based on this concept, you will be having practical number 5C in next week, not today. Okay, so you will be having 5C in next week. So today only we will cover with concept of database connectivity in using Tkinter, and during practical session we will try to cover file handling for all the batches. Okay, so yes, we'll start with the session. Just let me check. Okay, yeah. So what are the requirements basically we want for database connectivity? For database connectivity, you should be clear with database DBMS concept, like how we can execute queries or what are the queries we have. Okay, so you should know insert, you should know delete, update, okay, and select. So these are some four statements, SQL statements are available whenever we deal with database connection. And here in this tutorial, we are going to use MySQL and our Tkinter. So I'm using this Apache server, or as we can say XAMPP server basically. XAMPP server is basically we are using for MySQL, and this is a lookalike of your MySQL. So how we are going to do? Okay, just let me show you. Yeah. So this is the localhost we have. Okay, so this is a PHP MyAdmin page where we have a database, MySQL database. So here we can create our database, we can create our table. So already database and table is created using this one. Okay, so you need to download this PHP MyAdmin, or you can say you can download XAMPP server, or you can download my WAMP server. So XAMPP server come with MySQL also. So MySQL is having database. You can create a new database using this new inside the new database. Okay, you need to refer or you need to remember the name of your database because you need to use that database name, table name, all the field name, attribute name for your what we can say for coding purpose. So here I have created one database. Its name is student. The database name is student and the table name is student1. So student1 is a table name. You can name it any name you can give it. And the attributes we have for the table is ID, or the ID, name and contact. Now what we need to do, we need to connect our application, geo application, with this database, student database, and we need to update, delete, retrieve, and what we can say display all your content of your table. Okay, so let's start with our concept. Okay, so most important part is we need to use or we need to import MySQL connector. So Python is having a model. This model is already present, MySQL.connector. If it is not present, you need to install. You need to install that over here. So here I installed it using command prompt pip MySQL hyphen connector hyphen Python. Oh, sorry, install a pip install MySQL hyphen connector hyphen Python. So this is the command you need to execute for installing your MySQL connector for Python. So after that, you can directly import this package or the import this module. So this is the first step you need to import. Apart from that, you can import Tkinter. You can import all the models from the Tkinter. You can import a message box also for your message box to display your message box in your code. Okay, so we'll talk about this part later on. Okay, we can just talk about this part later on. Insert function is there, delete function is there, update function is there, get function is there. Okay, so these are the four functions we have defined. So what is the purpose of this? First, we'll run this code. Okay, so this is a lookalike of your GUI. It will having some labels, text boxes, and we have some buttons over here. Okay, I think B4 batch has not yet completed with practical, right? B4 batch. So ma'am will cover with the concept like how we can create a GUI for your in Tkinter in Python. But time being, just concentrate on your concept like how we can use this thing. Okay, so this is a GUI basically created by using Tkinter. Tkinter is a tool or you can say framework to create your GUI. This is your label. These are your labels. These are your text boxes, and these are your buttons, and these are the clickable events. So as soon as I enter the element, it should insert in data into your database, into a table. It can delete, it can update, and it can retrieve your data. So this is a small application for your CRUD operations. So one by one, firstly we will talk about the database. Sorry, we will talk about the GUI part. So this is your GUI part. So how we can create those labels, text boxes, and buttons from here. So firstly, we need to create a window for Tkinter. So root equal to capital T small k. It's a, we can say it's a class or module, we can say, to create your Tkinter window. Then we have root dot geometry to define your boundary. To define your boundary. Yeah, now it's visible, I think. Okay, so define your boundary. We have root dot geometry. We have this root dot geometry. So it will define your window size. Geometry will define your window size. Then we have root dot title that will define your title for your window, students information. Now, how many labels we want? We want three labels. One label for student ID, second label for student name, third label for student contact. So we have defined those label using label classes on that, and we are putting that label in on your root, that is your current window. It's having next text as enter ID, and its font, the font is bold and 10 size, and we are placing that ID label at 20 and 30 coordinates. So this is a place function under your method geometry. So ID label will be placed at 20, 30 xy coordinate. Second label is enter name. We are placing at 2060 location. This is compulsory. Okay, name dot place, ID dot place, contact dot place, e underscore ID dot place. These are the compulsory part, because without that, your labels or your widgets, basically your widgets, you will not be displayed on your window, Tkinter window. So all the three labels are there: ID, name, and contact. Now to enter your detail, or to enter your or user will enter some data, and to enter your data we require text boxes. Tkinter in Python uses entry function over here. So entry function or class, we can say basically it's a class or it's a constructor or class. So entry is used to create the text boxes. So this text box is for EID, E underscore ID. This is for name and this is for your contact. Again, all the text boxes will place at some coordinate system. Make sure that you should be careful about your X and Y coordinate of both, because this entry, this text box is for this label, this text box is for this label, and this one is for this label. So you should map this one. The Y coordinate of the respective label and entry boxes should be match, and X coordinate for all these things are same, and X coordinate for all these are same. So make sure that. So this is about your label and entry, the text boxes. Then we will have buttons. So we require four buttons over here. We require four button: insert, delete, update, and git. So insert button is having button, it is on a root, its text, it is insert text will be visible, its font size and font style, background color is white, and a command. The command is very much important. So whenever we hit the button insert, whenever we hit the button delete, the respective method or respective definition or function will be called. So this function we have to call, we have to define before our button is defined. So delete is having again same thing with the command equal to delete, update having command equal to update, get is having command equal to get. Again same thing, we need to put or in place all these button widget on your screen with the place method. Remember this. This is compulsory part. Okay, so this is done. This is the GUI part. This is simple one. Like we have label, text boxes, and button, four buttons. The important part is the definition. So we have to define both all the four function. We have to define all the four function over here. So the first function is definition insert. Okay, this import statement is very much important. Without that, your SQL connection will not be established. So as insert function. So basically, what we want to do, we have a GUI part. We have text boxes. We are not taking care about, or we don't want to. We don't want the data from the label. We want data from text boxes. Okay. So what is the name for the text boxes? The entry boxes is E underscore ID, E underscore name, E underscore contact. So I want the data. I want the data from that text boxes. I want to retrieve that data from the text boxes so that I can store that data into our table. So I will create a temporary variable like ID, name, and contact, and I will capture that data using get method. Okay, don't confuse between this get method and this get method. Okay, this get method is not a predefined one. Okay, this is defined by us, and this get method is the method which is already in a system to retrieve our data. So whatever we will enter into your text boxes, it will be stored into your ID variable. So e underscore ID, the text box will enter your ID, will store in the ID. Name will be stored over here, and contact will be stored here. So whenever we enter some data in ID, name, and contact text boxes, it will be stored into your different variable. Then before inserting data into our table or database, we need to check this thing. Okay, we can check, we can do many validations. We need to check the validation purpose, a validation thing. But the basic thing is like it should not null. All the fields are compulsory. So ID equal to not null, or name is not equal to not null, or contact is equal to not null. If it is equal to null, equal to null, any of the variable, or we can say any of the variable is null from the text boxes, we are using or. That means that it is mean that we have not entered something in ID, name, and contact. Then it will display a message box. It will display a message box. Okay, just some spelling mistake. It will display a message box with a function show info. It's an information message box. It is a title, it is having a title insert status, and it will display a message like all fields are required. That is the first requirement we need to check, validation we need to check. If all the things are okay, if we have input some ID, name and contact, it will go into else loop. In else, we have a connection establishment. We have connection establishment. So whenever we click on the insert button, the connection will be established. Okay, remember this. This code is already there. This code is there in each and every function. We can have a separate file for connection. This is known as config file or configuration file. So for time being, we are just sticking to the separation. So in else part, what we will do, we will establish a connection. Okay, we will establish a connection. Let me check. Okay, very few attendance. Okay, so we'll try to connect the database with our application. So first part is we'll create a connection con variable that is for connection. MySQL dot connect is a method used for your connection, and we have some parameter like host, user, password, and database. So already host is like we are using XAMPP server, so it's localhost. User is by default root. Password is by default blank. We can modify this user and password whenever we create our database. So time being, I have not created username and password for that database, and database name is student. So this is the must part. It's a compulsory part for our connection. So here our database will be connected. Now I want to set my cursor on that database. So what I will do, I will use cursor equal to con dot cursor. So the connection is established. Now I want to cursor that point, or I need to put that cursor on my table. So cursor will be put using this cursor method, and then now I want to execute the query. I want to execute the query which will state that you need to insert the detail like ID, name and contact into your table. So what is the table name? Table name is student1. Table name is student1. So I will write a query, or I will write the function cursor dot execute. So execute function is used, and in that we will pass a query. Now you should aware about the query part from the database DBMS part. So we will execute the query, insert into student1 values. Okay, remember this syntax. Okay, remember this formatting, like how we can use the formatting single quote and in double quote. Okay, so you have to follow this format only whenever you try to use this query. So these are the normal variables. The plus sign is basically for concatenation. Remember this, it is for a concatenation. So ID, name and contact are variable which we have defined here. Okay, these are the variable we have defined. So it is not a part of your SQL queries. So what are the values we are inputting that will be captured over here. So we have insert into student1, that is a table name. Values, what are the values? We can input any values, we can input n number of values. So n number of values will be captured by this variable ID, name and contact. And then we need to commit the execute method. So using commit variable or parameter, the all the what we can say, all the queries will be executed. Okay, after that, after your data will be inserted into your table, we need to clear the text boxes. We need to clear the text boxes. So what we will do, we will perform e underscore id dot delete, e underscore name dot delete, e underscore contact dot delete. So these three statements will perform. It will clear your text boxes, not your table content. Okay, e underscore id, e underscore id, e underscore name, e underscore contact are your table name, or that is your text box name, entry boxes name. Okay, which we have defined in the GUI format. Okay, so this will clear your table. Oh, sorry, it will clear your GUI part of your text boxes, not your table. And obviously we will have a message box which will show you the information inserted successfully. And after that we have to close the connection using con dot close. That is the most important part. Okay, every file should be closed, every application should be closed properly, and likewise you should close the database connection also. So con dot close will close your database connection. Okay, this is about your insert statement. So we will first see how it will look like. Okay. So I will give enter ID. Name is suppose I will give Dhoni, and I will give some number. Okay, we have not given the validation. Okay, I have not given the validation. So see here, the ID is 123. Enter name Dhoni. Enter contact, some random contact number is put, and I will click insert over here. Okay, so you can see here, as soon as I click on the insert button, the message box printed with the title as insert status, and it will say information inserted successfully, and automatically your data will get erased because we have set the what we can say the coding for that. We'll click OK, and now we will go to the our database. So see here, this is our database, and what we can say the table. Now we need to refresh it. After refreshing, I think, oh yeah, so you can see here ID is 123, name Dhoni, and some contact number we have displayed. Okay, so the data is inserted successfully. So this is the way we can insert the data in our database using insert statement. So you should be aware of your DBMS concepts. Everyone should aware about the database connection or database concepts before learning to your database connectivity. So this is your database insert statement. Now moving ahead with the next thing. Mm, yeah. Then we have a delete. Then we have a delete statement. So we need to define a function again. Delete function we will define. Here we just need to check ID. So based on your ID, your data will be deleted. So we need to input ID, and based on that ID, your data will be deleted. Okay, data will be deleted. So we need to check ID, e underscore id equal to null. If it is null, we will print that id is compulsory, because without id we cannot delete the values like student name and contact number. If you have input some id, it will check the else statement. Again same thing, you need to connect the database over here. We need to set the cursor over here, and we will execute the query. This query will execute delete from student1 where id equal to e underscore id dot get. So this statement will retrieve your entered id. Okay, e underscore id dot get will retrieve the id which we have entered into that text box of id, and that will be matched with your where clause, and that id's detail will be deleted. Okay, all the detail about that id will be deleted. So delete from student1 where id equal to e underscore id dot get. Again same thing, we need to commit using execute statement or execute function. We need to delete all the text box content, id, name and contact, and then we need to display the message box, show information box, that is information deleted successfully. So this is the basic change we have. Firstly we need to check the condition over here, and then we need to check the deletion over here. We need to perform the deletion over here. We'll see. So what we will do, we need to enter. Okay, we'll first perform delete. So see here, oh, so some validation we require. Okay, we need to have a validation for that. So what we will do, we will input the delete, information deleted successfully. Now what we will do, we will go into our database. So we have 111 over here. We'll refresh it. So all the 111 data will be erased. Okay, there is no validation we have performed. Okay, even in the database also, in on table also, we have not performed any unique operation, because id should be unique. You know that primary key, unique key. So id should be unique and primary key. So that we have not set. So you can set it as per your convenience. So we can delete it. All the 111 ids, name, contact number, complete data will be deleted. This is the delete statement. So we have not done the what we can say validation for all this thing. You need to add the validation. You can check the id, you can perform you can have a different what we can say text box and button for the delete operation. You can check whether the id is entered or not. That thing we can do in a validation purpose. After valid deletion, we have update statement. Okay, we have update statement. Same thing, we need to retrieve all the data from your e underscore id, e underscore name, e underscore contact, id, name and contact. And then we'll perform, then we'll check whether the values are input values are null or not. If the values are null, we should display the message box saying that all fields are required. Otherwise, again the connection is established like this, cursor is set, and we need execute statement. So what is the execute statement will perform? Execute having a query. It is SQL query. It is saying that update student one, set name. Which name we need to set? Where id equal to, we'll put the id. So how it will perform basically? So we will enter id. Okay, we will enter unique id into your id text box, and we will update name and contact. So based on your id, the name and contact of your respective id will be updated in your database. So in GUI part, in application part, we need to enter a valid id, and then updated name and contact we can put, and accordingly it will be reflected in your database, in your table. So this is the way we are updating. Update student one, set name equal to name, contact equal to contact, where id equal to that id. So you should remember, you should be careful about this what we can say, this different exclamation marks, the single quote, double quote, plus sign. Okay, so be careful about this, otherwise you will get error in this. Sorry. Yeah. So this statement will delete, sorry, update बोला ना चलिए. Okay, so the update will update your table according to your IDs. Same thing, we need to erase the delete, we need to delete all the e underscore id, name and contact text boxes. And finally we have a message box to be printed, and then we have a connection close. Now we'll see update statement. So 123 is our id. Okay, otherwise we will perform triple two. Let us check. Okay, so 123 having id, name as Dhoni and some contact number. So I want to update the detail for the Dhoni 123. So his id is 123. So what we will do, 123, and we'll give the name as MS Dhoni. Okay, some validation we require. Okay, we are just at the basic level. Okay, we are at the basic level, so we need to update the validation part. Then we will update. So information updated successfully. Okay, and then we'll go to the database. We'll refresh it. See, so data of your ID of Dhoni is updated to name as MS Dhoni, and contact number is updated. Okay, so this is the updation we can do without tampering your table. No, no new data is added. Okay, this is not an insert. This is updation. Your previous data is updated according to your ID. So you should have a unique ID for that. Okay, this thing you should take care whenever you create a different application for your mini project. Then after update, you have a get. Get is nothing but a retrieval. We need to retrieve our or fetch our data from our table, and we need to display it in a that text boxes. This is not a basically thing. This is the retrieval. Retrieval is another thing. So what we will do, I will extract the data from the table, and we will display all the content in your what we can say, in a text boxes of your name and contact. So firstly, we want to input ID. So your ID will be compulsory part. Then we'll perform the connection with the database. We need to set the cursor, and in execute method, we'll perform a query. We'll pass one query for the select statement. So select star from student one, where ID equal to e underscore ID dot get. So over here we will input our ID. and respective name and contact for your ID will be displayed over here. So I want to retrieve all the data. I want to retrieve all the data from your table based on your ID. So select will retrieve your data, but I want to fetch all, and I want a row wise content. So this is must, this is compulsory part for your retrieval. So whenever we have a select statement, we can use the fetch all method. So cursor dot fetch all, it will retrieve all the data row wise, and it will store in the rows variable. And one by one, I want to display the content of your rows. Okay, so suppose here the two rows are there, row of one and row of two. So I want to insert that data which we have received into your e underscore name and e underscore contact. Okay, so all the detail from your name and contact will be retrieved based on your respective ID, and it will be displayed on your name and contact text boxes. See here, you can see e underscore name dot insert, e underscore contact dot insert. So what it is saying that whatever data we have retrieved in row of 1 and row of 2, it will be inserted into your e underscore name and e underscore contact. So what is e underscore name and e underscore contact? These are basically a text boxes, entry boxes, entry boxes for name and contact. So all the data will be retrieved row wise using fetch all. So to for fetching and for retrieval of your data and using select statement, we have to use fetch all method. So one by one, all the data will be retrieved and it will be displayed on your screen. So okay, so we'll run it. So suppose I want to display the data for ID triple two. Okay, we will perform 1 2 3. Okay, suppose I want to retrieve data from ID of 1 2 3. So I will just enter ID equal to 1 2 3, and I will hit get button. So see, automatically you are getting name and contact to be displayed. For respective 1 2 3, we have name as MS Dhoni and contact number over here. Suppose I put what I will put triple two, and I will hit get. So see here, what I am getting, I am not deleting the data. This data is not erased because we have not given that coding. So we have to manipulate, we have to modify this application according to our according to our use. So see here, again same thing for triple two. For triple two ID, we have this duplicate data. Name is Prasad, but contact number is different. Name is Prasad, but contact number is different. But ID is twice. So this thing we have to take care for the database. So you have learned this thing like you should have a unique key, you should have primary key, ID should be unique. That thing you need to take care. Like even in the contact number should be of 10 digit. Okay, so this validation you can perform whenever you create a mini project. So you should use this kind of CRUD operation for your mini project. Okay, so these are the insert, delete, update, and get operation. Okay, now the task for you, how you can display all the details. Suppose I want one more button over here. I want one more button over here like display. Whenever I click on the display button, I want to display the content over here. Suppose I will enter ID 1 2 3, and I will hit display button over here. Okay, so suppose I want display button here. As soon as I will click on the display button, all the details will be displayed over here. Or suppose I want to display all the details of your table over here in tabular format, or you can say some what we can say tabular format, or you can display as per your convenience. So suppose I hit the display button, I want output over here. All the details, ID, name, and contact should be displayed over here whenever I click on the display. Okay, so this is your homework. This is your homework. You can do it later on. Okay, so you can use this thing in your mini project. Okay, these are the basic operations. These CRUD operations are basic operation in Python or in any programming language. Whenever we talk about Java, whenever we talk about some .NET or Python, the database handling is very much important. But the basic operations are your CRUD operations: create, delete, update, and retrieve. Okay, so just let me take a screenshot.
So,
Yes.
so I have a question.
Yes.
Can we display the database in the Python, what do you say, a window? As in, if we create an application on
Grid.
Python,
You want to display.
yeah, display the all the tables in the this here.
Yes, you can display your table, whole table as a grid format. You need to display the, you need to retrieve the detail from your table and you need to display it in a grid format. So all same table you can display on your output or on your application window.
Okay, and can I also display them as a example would be if I selected a unique ID and then it
Hmm.
will retrieve the information as in name and then other information as in some account or its age, its date of birth,
Hmm.
and in front of this information it will be written as name is colon is equal to this name, date of birth colon is equal to date of birth.
Yeah. Yeah, that way also you can display. You need to just have a label and you need to display. You need to just replace that text boxes with label. So here they have used label. Here the label are displayed. Like we have retrieved. Suppose I want to get the detail of 1 2 3. So how we are retrieving? We are retrieving in text boxes. So what we can say, instead of these text boxes, you can have a label over here, or you can label over here. So whenever I click on the get button, your detail will be displayed on your that label. See here, some validations are required basically. Details are override, or sorry, overwriting. So we need to validate all the application. This is just a basic information I am sharing, but you can go ahead with this. You can have a validation, you can display the images, you can store the images. So we are going to learn about file handling also, like how we can open the file, how we can display the file content. But this is our database where we can store our all the content in our MySQL part. So hope everyone is started working on your database connection, because for mini project you may require all this database part.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So you, many of the students are facing database connectivity issue, or some they are not getting the thing. So that's why we have started with the database part. But this is the just a basic information. You have to learn more about the database connection, because we are not used. See, we have only used text boxes. What if we have radio buttons? What if we have what we can say list boxes? If we have um, what we can say that combo boxes? So for that one we have to use different coding. Okay, for radio button we need to extract the element, we need to extract the values, and then we need to store that value. So all having different coding. This is just a basic information, but insert, delete, update, and get are the basic and most important operation in your database. So you can use this thing, and these are the widgets you can use, various widget you can use, and accordingly you can search for the different operation. Suppose you want to perform some database operation for radio button. So for radio button you will be having different coding. So you can use, or you can search according to your coding or the requirement. Okay, so I will not take too much of time because it's already evening or almost dinner time. So this is the thing I want to share, like how we can play with the database in Tkinter. If I get more time, or we if we have a session or we have a tutorial on in next week also. But the thing is, like, for second year or DSC students having examination, so we'll see how the thing will come into picture. We'll see. Otherwise, I will show you one more database application that will consist of maximum of the widgets. Otherwise, because we have to cover libraries, we have to cover file handling. So yeah, because that will be very useful for your mini project purpose. Okay. Okay. So I will just launch attendance link. Everyone, just mark your attendance in Google Classroom. It will due at 8:30. Okay, so everyone just mark your attendance in Google Classroom, and your homework. Okay, this is your homework. You need to display the thing over here. Okay, what are the things in your database, or you should have a table button over here, display. If I click on the display button, the respective ID, name, and contact will be displayed over here. Okay, this thing you can try it out at the basic level. Okay, so everyone just mark your attendance in Google Classroom. Okay, so thank you so much. We will end the meeting, but try out different operations using database. Okay, make sure that you are using a proper database connection, and make use of all the widgets in your database. Try to improve that database connectivity part. Though it is not innovative, but try to improve your database connectivity skills. That will be very useful for the further career. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much those who attended the lecture at very late evening. Thank you so much. If you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime, because we have very less time, because I didn't get too much of time today, but I will try to solve your queries. Okay. Thank you so much, and have your dinner, and good night, and take care.
Thank you, sir.